Alrighty, good afternoon. My name is Sam Phillips, and this is going to be my lesson plan presentation number 2 for EDSE 633. Before I begin my lesson, I want to show you what's up on the board, because as soon as I put my camera down, you won't be able to see it. First of all, in the upper left-hand corner, you see each day when the students come in, they're going to need to know what materials that they need to get out, and you see a pencil, independent reading book, and then the optional for the Kindle or the iPad, depending on whether their book is in hard copy or not. Next, you see today's activities. You see that I'm going to first welcome the students, then we're going to begin with some flashcards, some word identification practice, then a partner reading activity, which is going to work on fluency, as well as word identification, and then an activity called answer check holes, which I will explain more once we get to that, and then independent reading, which is to focus on both fluency and word identification. In the middle are some vocab words. You'll see that these vocab words, they're a mixture of second, third, and fourth grade vocab words. And the reason I mixed it up like that is because some students will need second grade level, some third, and some fourth, because I'm focusing on a special education classroom. The two students that I did my write-up about were, I believe, around the third to fourth grade level. Today's goals, and then up here in the corner it says, so the students always know exactly what it is we're going to be focusing on. I can read accurately and fluently and identify words using the context. All right, let's begin. Okay, welcome class. Hopefully you guys all had a good night last night. I know I did. I'm excited to be here, and hopefully you're excited to be here as well. We have a lot of stuff that I want to get accomplished today, so let's go ahead and get started right away, okay? But in order for you to be successful, first of all, you're going to need to make sure you have a pencil and or pen, whichever one, and then your independent reading book, and then also an iPad or Kindle. That is assuming that your independent reading book would be on either the iPad or the Kindle. Also, we have the iPad could come in to use when we are doing our partner reading activity, because I do have those activities uploaded to the class webpage, okay? So today's activities, the welcome, we're doing that right now. Then we're going to do some flashcards, some word identification practice. After that, a partner reading activity, which I'll get more into the description of that here once we get there. Answer check holes, and then finally, independent reading. We'll finish the class working on your independent reading today. In the middle here you have some vocab, and once again we'll talk about that with one of our other activities. But then also focusing on our goals. I can read accurately and fluently, and then I can identify words using the context. Okay, those are the things that we're going to focus on today. So, why don't you get your materials out, and we will begin. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with our word identification practice today, also known as our flashcards. Okay, we've done this before in the past, but as you know, all the words are either at the fourth grade level or just a little bit below the fourth grade level, so you guys should know these words at this point in your education. Okay, now all I'm going to do is flip through these sight words, and why do we call them sight words? And hopefully right there somebody would chime in by saying, because we should know them on sight. Yeah, that's right. They're called sight words because you should know them right away when you see them. Okay, so I'm going to flip these cards up. And what I want you to do as a class is just simply say the word. And if you don't quite know it or how to pronounce it, go ahead and listen for your classmates, because that's important as well. You can also learn through listening. So the first one is become. Perhaps. Another. Now, I would listen for the class to go through these. I'm sure it would go quite well, or hopefully it would go quite well, sorry. And then behind me, I also have them up here for vocab words, because they're going to be the focus of the answer check holes game as well. So I really want to make sure that they have these words and be able to identify them, and also understand their meaning. So it's a little bit of vocabulary work as well. With these flashcards, I would first go through them all as a class. I would say them out loud myself, so the kids could hear the pronunciation, so they could also, so I could model that proper pronunciation for them. And then after I've gone through them once, maybe even twice if need be, I would have them blurt it out after I've done it. All right, well, you guys did a great job with that word identification activity. I'm really happy with that, and hopefully we can continue to add to those flashcards and build up on those sight words that you guys know. And if you ever really want to borrow them, feel free to ask, and I will let you take them home so you can work on those with mom and dad. But next we're going to work on our partner reading activity. Okay? Now the purpose behind this activity is to build up your fluency. Okay? Build up your ability to be able to read fluently, so that way you can really focus on things like comprehension and understanding what it is that you're reading. Now here's how this activity is going to work. First, as you guys can see, I've partnered you up with somebody that is at a similar reading level to you. Okay? Now, the next step is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to hand out a reading to each and every one of your groups. All right? Now, with your group, that is going to be the reading that you and your partner focus on. Okay? That reading is right about at your reading level, so it should be something that you guys can excel at. Okay? Now, here's how this is going to work. You're going to take turns reading that passage out loud. It won't take you very long. It's only about 100 words. You're going to read that passage out loud. If you're the reader, you're going to focus on reading well, reading fluently, and pronouncing things to the best of your ability. If you're the listener, you're going to focus on listening really closely, trying to learn from the pronunciations of your partner, and then also perhaps maybe help them with some of the mistakes that they might make. Okay? We're going to do this, and I want you to read, I want each of you guys to read your passage somewhere between 3 to 5 times. Okay? At least 3, and you can stop when you get to 5. This should only take us maybe 10 minutes or so, and I'm going to be walking around checking to make sure each of you guys is doing this well, doing it properly, and also trying to help you out with those pronunciations that might be hard. Okay? Go ahead and get to work on this activity. All right, excellent job, you guys. I'm very, very happy with the effort you've been giving on the partner reading activity, and then all the activities we've been doing today. Thank you for being good listeners with your partners and really trying to help them fight through those tough words. And then also, adding in your help. That's a great help. And really, in the end, you're going to become better readers, which is one heck of a reward. The next activity we're going to do today, before we get to our independent reading, is called Answer Check Holes. Okay? Now, Answer Check Holes is an activity that's meant to build up your word identification, the ability to identify a word or which word would fit into a sentence where need be. Now, for this, we're going to focus in on our vocab words. So for each one of these questions that we get, a vocab word is going to be one of the answers. Okay? How this is going to work is every one of you guys has been given a folder. Okay? This one is the level 1 folder. There are different folders varying in different difficulties depending on where you're at with your reading. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to read a statement, and each statement has a blank that's been cut out of it. You're going to use a vocab word to put into that blank. All right? How you do that is you slide a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, inside your folder, and then when you read the statement, you write out the word that you feel fits inside there. Okay? Now the best part of this activity is you can check yourself. You can check and go at your own pace, and if you're at the level 1 and you get them all correct, go ahead and move up to the level 2. Okay? The first sentence we'll do together. It reads, grab a blank of cards. Well, what do you think is going to fit into that one? Yes, set. Grab a set of cards. Perfect. Okay? So, that's how it's going to work. And you would write in if you want to check your answers. You just open up your folder. You see set. Yes, set is the correct answer. Perfect. Okay? So go ahead and get started on that. And I'll be walking around trying to help you guys out. Okay. Excellent job, you guys. That answer check holes activity is not an easy one, especially as you move up to the different levels, and I'm really proud of you guys because several of you moved up more than one level as you did the activity. So thank you for your effort. Now, how we're going to finish the hour today is we're going to work on our fluency again, and we're going to focus on independent reading. So each of you guys has a book that we found together, you and I, that's at your reading level. Okay. What I want you to do is you're going to take the next 15 minutes, and I want you to read independently. Okay. And remember, you're supposed to be reading at home at least 15 minutes a night as well. And it's only going to help you in the end. All right, so what I would do is have the students then read independently, and then about 15 minutes later, right before the end of the hour, we would wrap up. And what I would like the students to do then is they're going to partner up with somebody and share what it is that they read. At this time, I would walk around, check for comprehension, make sure that each student is familiar with their story and is following through, but also learning. And if they have any struggling words, I would maybe have them write down some words that they couldn't quite figure out. I would help them out with those, and they could also ask their partner as they're reviewing the story at the end. All right. Thank you very much. Hopefully you've enjoyed my lesson.